Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Aprianti Ameliana Putri, and this presentation, I will explain or review the article I have read. And through this article, also one of reference of my articles that I working with my friends. This articles is the title is the article is the developing critical thinking skills through a mandatory English course in Korean higher education, written by Hyung Oi Oh in 2017. Okay, the introduction. The article explains how the college students in Korea can improve their thinking ability through English lessons. I decided to read these articles because I think critical thinking is a very important skill for both learners and teachers. Now, let me answer the three questions given for this task. The first one, which reading option text did you choose and why? The article I chose is a developing strategic critical thinking skill through a mandatory English course in Korea higher education. I chose this reading because I want to learn more about how the teachers can help students think more deeply instead of only memorizing information. The author showed that even students with low English ability can practice and develop critical thinking through reading thoughts. This topic is very meaningful to me as an English education student. I believe it will help me in the future when I become a teacher who can guide students to think independently. That is why this article is both interesting and useful for me. Okay, what was the most important thing that you learned and choose to read? The most valuable lessons I got from this article is that a critical thinking can be taught through reading activities. In this research, the teacher asked the students to read against the text. This means they were encouraged not only to understand or agree with the other, but also to question the ideas presented in the reading. The results show that the students could improve their critical thinking after learning this method. I also learned that using local topics and cultural context help the students connect the material with their own lives, making their opinions stronger and more meaningful. This article reminds me that reading is not just about finding the correct answer. It is about thinking, questioning, and reflecting. In this way, students can become active and thoughtful readers. Okay, next, what additional through our question comes to mind you read about these articles? While reading this article, I thought about how this approach could be used in Indonesia. Many Indonesian learners still focus on memorizing grammar and vocabulary rather than practicing deep thinking. I asked myself how I could apply this strategy in my future classroom to help students think critically while learning English. I also wondered how the teachers can balance language learning and critical thinking at the same time. Through this reading, I realized that English teaching should help students connect lessons to real life experiences so they can understand more and grow to be wiser individuals. Okay, the last one, any conclusions? And in the conclusion, this article helps me understand that English learning can also build the students' ability to think critically. It motivates me to become a teacher who not only teach grammar or vocabulary, but also inspire students to think, question, and express their our own idea. I believe that developing critical thinking is a more important part of the quality education. Thank you for Thank you very much for your attention and for listening to my presentation. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.